Hey you, I'm Julia, and today I'm talking tales. So in this video, I want to achieve three things. The first is to introduce the Talking Tales format, and here we are. Talking Tales is supposed to be a much more informal way for me to talk about concepts which I happen upon in stories, movies, books, whatever. And yeah, this is it. So this isn't scripted. I will be babbling a lot more than usual. And yeah, I'll lose my thread and I don't know if I'll cut it all. So please bear with me and let me know if you like it or if this is just over the top and you need less of this. The second thing I want to achieve is actually the second and the third thing is to talk about the first concept I have come about and which actually led the foundation for even being able to use this format. So I will be talking about Rumpelstilzchen. Well, you might have noticed that my last video already was a recording of this German fairy tale. And if you are not familiar with the plot, please check it out. I'll put somewhere links. So there will be links somewhere. And please check it out and familiarize yourself with the plot because it's important to know what the hell is going on, to know what I'm talking about. And in the third part of the video, I want to talk about the meta concept, which I judge essential is the word, essential for understanding why I'm even starting this format and why stories are so important to us. So having completed, I think, the first part of the video, I introduced the Talking Tales format. So yeah, on to part two. In part two, we are talking about Rumpelstilzchen as the story itself. And I want to talk about, and I want to start with telling you that when I was younger, I was always really, really angry about the Rumpelstilzchen dying at the end. Because, well, it has entered this into this arrangement with this girl and it has helped her out. And then she just won't honor the arrangement. And this violated my sense of justice, and that the Rumpelstilzchen found a very violent death because of that further aggravated me. And that's why I was angry. But one day, I don't know what brought it about, but one day I was sitting and thinking, which I mostly do because, well, my brain is kind of overclocked and I can't even stop talking. So yeah, I was sitting and thinking, and I realized that the Rumpelstilzchen is not a person. The Rumpelstilzchen is described as a very, very disfigured, ugly gnome in the story. And when I realized this, I understood that no, it's not a person. You cannot enter into a real arrangement with it, because what it really is as a concept is a crippling of the miller's daughter's soul so that she can rise to the insane requirements that are put to her. I mean, spinning straw to gold, right? That's insane. It's far beyond her nature. It's nothing she would do naturally. And it doesn't have value in itself and for herself. It only has value for others. And I mean, I hope this resonates with you as much as it resonates with me, because I think we all had these moments where we were required by others, our parents, teachers, the society around us, to deviate from what comes naturally to us and sit all night on a task which we wouldn't have taken up on our own accord. We all had the sit still in class, do not speak up, be silent, be quiet, I don't want to see you, be this, be that, do that. And this is what is happening in this story. And the girl cripples herself, and she brings forth this ugly thing that helps her achieve what others require of her. And this is so tragic. When I realized this, it was so tragic. And then I saw the rest of the story, and this, on the other hand, was so hopeful, because in the very moment that the queen can put a name to what had happened to her, it just explodes. And this was such a wonderful revelation, and I want to share this with you because it makes me so happy, and it makes me so hopeful. Because whatever happened to us, whatever went wrong, whatever anyone did by mistake to us, or because they wanted the best for us and didn't know what was the best, whatever, as soon as we can put a name to it, it will go away. And the people around us, our children, our friends, everybody who has to do with us, they won't be bothered by this anymore. And what I find particularly beautiful about this story is that the queen doesn't achieve this herself. She has help. She sends out the messengers, and there's one especially diligent one who brings the hint to save her and her child. And if you want to do anything for me, then let me be your messenger. Let me bring you the hint. As soon as you can put a name to what has happened to you, you will get past it. It might not explode and sink into the ground, but it will start to dissolve at the edges, and it won't hurt so much anymore. And there's great, great healing potential in this, and I wanted to bring this to you. And with this hopeful thing, I want to move on to part 3 of the video. I want to talk about the meta concept that struck me once I had figured this out. And it is just as hopeful and just as wonderful. Because once I realized this, I mean, Rumpelstilzchen, before the Brothers Grimm wrote it down in 1816 or 17, I think, had been retold innumerable times and in very different versions. But the core concepts were always the same. It was this crippling of the soul, this overcoming the obstacles, and this healing and moving past what has weighed us down. And imagining this, that something that has been spoken and something that has been delivered in an oral tradition, this means to me that we all carry a wisdom inside us that lies beyond what we consider wisdom and intelligence today. Today we are so caught up in the words and in the sciences and in the explicit wisdoms that we forget that there is wisdom in our intuition, in our stories, in the things that resonate within us. And I want to bring this back into our focus. I want to assure you, you are wise. And I want to point out to you that others are wise as well. Maybe they can't articulate it, but if you think about what others are telling repeatedly in their worldview, in their stories, in the things they talk about, then you might find hints and wisdoms that you haven't seen yet. And this is such a wonderful concept. This is so hopeful. We all are wise, deep within ourselves. And with this, like if you like, subscribe if you feel like it, and may you enjoy the wisdom deep inside you.